real big wheels and Bill was spoken by you. Let's go. It's Brooklyn. Hey. Here. Hey, kids, what's going on? You gotta do me a favor, hit that like button on the way in. Listen, if you got BlackRock in bro. Hey, what is going on, crypto people? It is. No, we don't want to. We don't want that. What's going on, crypto people? It's the Crypto Siege. Listen, you got to pay attention to what's going on in the market. You got to pay attention to what's going on in the market. You got to do it. Like you got to do it, man. What am I doing here? Let's do this. Does that work? There it is. There it is. I'm learning this whole MacBook stuff. I'm learning all this stuff. Big John, what's going on? You got to pay attention to what the big players are doing. Listen, MakerDAO is an OG. BlackRock, Vanguard, Fidelity, Clear Street. They're like, what? What is MakerDAO doing? And what have they been doing? Leveraging T-bills in a big time way. The business model is about as sound as it can possibly get. I'm going to share my guy, Taiki. I think it's Maeda with you guys. I'm going to share him with you. I'm going to share him with you today. Come, listen, you got to pay attention to what's going on in the space. You got to pay attention. There's a reason why, listen to me, fam. There's a reason why the stablecoin act, bill, movement, cause is going to go forward. There's a reason for it. There's a reason for it. There's a reason for it. Meanwhile, the Federal Reserve, I'm going to share a tweet with you guys, and I would love for you guys to like and share this tweet. I got a little bit of a, what is it? A little bit of a challenge for the community. I want to see if you guys will like and retweet this tweet, because I think it's important. I think it's hugely important. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to retweet it again, and I'm going to tag the local Congress people. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Meanwhile, the European MiCA got their thing going, and the U.S. got the Federal Reserve. I don't know. Was that threatening PayPal? Was that threatening people trying to associate with PayPal? What was that about? Felt like a threat to me, Keyless. Felt like a threat to me. Yep, felt like a threat to freaking me. That's what it felt like. That's what it felt like. I should have changed, see, where can I change? I wonder if I can change the, what is that rate? So that you guys, when you guys respond, it's not as latency, that's what it is, Siege. Let's see if I can change this latency here. I mean, we got to pay attention. I mean, if that felt like a threat to me, legendary, felt like the Federal Reserve is saying, yeah, go ahead and mess around with that freaking PayPal stablecoin if you want. It'll be at your own demise That's what it sounds like to me. But what the world? That's what it sounded like to me, Dano. Sound like the Federal Reserve, the governor, whatever they're calling themselves these days. I can't wait to share this tweet. Let's see, where can I want to see how do I customization? Let's see if that'll do it. Stream customization. Yeah, we go. Got what we got. Live chat's on. Nah, that's not it. I want to 60 seconds. How long you want participants to wait between sending messages? How long you want participants to wait between sending messages? Okay, that's not what I want. I want the latency thing. So let's go back. Let's go to this here. View in the live control room. See if we can't change this latency for you guys. Will it let me? I guess I had to do it before the stream, huh? Stream settings. It's not letting me do it now. Man, that's a major bummer. Stream health. It says that stream health is heavy. I mean, heavy. Healthy. It won't let me change thing on latency. That's not great. That is not great. Why not? I used to be able to change that latency, but now I guess I can't. Man, that's a major bummer. Analytics, stream health. Can't change the latency, guys. We're gonna have to deal with it as best we can for now. What's going on, Ian Rivera? Good to see you. Listen, we got to pay attention to what MakerDao's doing. And what their cousin, I don't know, Compound, version 2, protocol, Flux Finance. Well, tell me what you know about it. What do you know about it? What do you know about it? It feels like stable coins and T-bills and putting a model around that together, stable coins, T-bills. That seems pretty safe to me. Stable coins and T-bills feels kind of safe. Feels kind of safe. It feels like the thing that players like BlackRock, State Street, BNY Mellon, Vanguard wouldn't be opposed to hanging out in. Lend some stuff and borrow against some stuff, completely collateralized with treasuries. Feels like a space that they would not be opposed to hanging out on. That's what it feels like to me. That's what it feels like to me. What say you? What say you, fam? That really sucks that it would not let me change the freaking latency. Brutal. Brutal. Let me get over here. I tried to change it, fam. I tried. So yeah, that's what we're going to get into that today for sure. Look, I told you guys about Centrifuge. I was looking over Ondo finances, Ondo finance, looked at that. But I want to talk about Flux. But more importantly, I want to really go over this thread from my guy, Taiki, because what he's saying this is a really, really smart dude. Like really, really smart. He calls himself the humble farmer, a DeFi guy. Really, really smart. Oh, do me a favor. Let me do this now. Wow, we got this madness of a latency going on. Let me share this tweet. And I'm going to ask you guys to go and share, like, share, and comment on this tweet for the Crypto Siege. Will you guys do that for me? Let me see here. Which one do I want? What's the difference between the desktop and the Google? I don't know. I'll do the desktop. Let me go over here. Let me go to my tweet. What would I do? What I do? Where is this at? It's on posted. It's on post. Here it is, right? So John Reed Stark had this to say: banking regulators issue a stern warning to any bank doing business with PayPal. A stern warning. Continuing an unprecedented financial regulatory onslaught against all things crypto. The Federal Reserve just issued yet another announcement relating to any bank that has anything to do with the cryptoverse, including and especially, says John Reed Stark, formerly of the SEC, I believe he's formerly of the SEC, including especially the newly minted PayPal stablecoins. So I just did a retweet of that tweet, and I would love for you guys to like and retweet my tweet. I don't know if I would put the link in the chat for you guys to do that, but here it is here. Banking regulators sound the alarm. This is my response to his retweet. Banking regulators sounds the alarm. Look, we only have a few years of any relevancy. Let's just cause nonsensical havoc. Ha ha! Do me a favor, like that tweet and retweet it. And I don't know if I need to put it in here and for you to share it. I don't have no idea. So I'm going to copy this link. And let me know in the chat, if you would, fam. Let me know in the chat when you did it. And if you did it, that would be awesome. All right, so I'm gonna put that here. Here's the tweet. I don't know where to put it. Pookie, was good. How are you? All weather life. Happy to be here. Happy to have you here, my friend. Do me a favor. I want to see what's going to happen here on Twitter. Do me a favor. Like the tweet. Comment about the tweet. Retweet the tweet. It's most important. That like and retweet. Do me a favor and do that. I want to check something out on Twitter. See what's going on. Meanwhile, we got content creators concerned, overly concerned, passionately concerned about Bitcoin and SHA-256, and that the fact that the NSA has a patent on SHA-256. I am perplexed by this nonsense. I'm perplexed by it, as if it matters. As if BlackRock, who between BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street own the world, between the three of them. They own everything. BlackRock is the new fourth branch of the most powerful government and the most financial astute country in the world. BlackRock has the current administration on speed dial. BlackRock has said, look, to the current administration, look, this is what we're doing. We're going to figure out a way to make all kinds of money on the tokenization of real world assets. And we're going to start with Bitcoin and Bitcoin ETF. We just want to let you guys know not to mess around with that. Well, did you hear, Larry, did you hear that the SHA-256 thing is owned by the NSA people? Yeah, we understand that. But this is what we're doing, okay? This is what we're doing. We're going to tap into the tokenization of real world assets, and we're going to start, and we're going to dip our feet in this Bitcoin stuff by getting a Bitcoin ETF so that we can paperize it and derivativize it to death. We just want to let you know. That's the word on the street, fam. That is the word on the street from BlackRock. And what BlackRock says matters. What BlackRock says matters. Not the Federal Reserve, not the Federal Reserve. What the Federal Reserve says doesn't matter. Like a lot of people think that it matters. It doesn't matter. Big John X retweeted. Thank you, Big John. Appreciate that, my guy. Do me a favor, guys. Let me know when you did retweet that, like it, and retweet that. Appreciate each and every one. I want to see what's going to happen here with that. What was Jean-Ric Starks trying to do, I wonder? Was he just speaking the reality? Is he just making us aware of the reality? What I'm saying, and that's what he's doing. What I'm saying is it ain't going to matter what the banking regulators do. Because BlackRock has made their decision. And BlackRock, State Street, and Vanguard, they own everything. And they talk amongst each other all the time. And they've made up their mind. The tokenization of real world assets is a deal. We're gonna get our investors and stuff introduced to the crypto space by way of this Bitcoin ETF. Do me a favor. Don't give us too much of a hard time on that. This is BlackRock. They own everything. Everything. BlackRock assets under management is the third largest in terms of GDP, if you will, in the world. Only the United States and China, I think, have more. More than Australia, more than Germany. What? More than the U-freaking-K. BlackRock. What's going on, Rod? Well, no, Brega. Good to hear from you, my friend. Guys, do me a favor. Let me know if you retweeted that. That would be awesome. If you retweet the tweet the link I just put in the thing there. I want to see something, a little something, what happens with Twitter. REX now. What does that mean, Legendary? Reference X now. What does that mean, buddy? So that's the word on the street, guys. Look, I'm going to go with the market. We're going to get into this tweet, and I'm bringing this up, and I've been on the tokenization of real world assets because I firmly believe what BlackRock says. This is where we're going. Now, he's talked to his investors already. He's spoken with the current administration ahead of time, and when he publicly gets out and does some things publicly, we're last in line to know. But at least we can begin to see where this space is going. Let me show the numbers real quick because, market is just doing what it does. It's just, what in the world? It's just doing what it does. All right, let's see here. Let's go here. Share. I was looking at Maker today because they're making some big time moves and big time stuff there. It's going to be interesting to own a share, a part of MKR. It's going to be really, really interesting. They're changing the tokenomics. They're changing them up. They're going to have sub DAOs. I think it's significantly important. It's only 80% down. Let's go with the market. Let's go with the market real quick, guys. The total cryptocurrency market cap, according to CoinGecko, is 1.22 trillion. It's down from over 3 trillion for the new people in the back. The Bitcoin dominance is at 46.9%, which means the old season is not quite happening. Now, we got some YouTubers saying that the end of the bear market is here. We'll see. I don't believe so. Bitcoin is trading at $29,434 again. Ethereum is trading at $1,850 again. And XRP is trading at 63 freaking cents. Again. That's just the market, guys. And it is doing what it does. Now, let me see if I can get this right. Well, if I do this, is that the one I want? It's not the one I want. Okay. Is this the one I want? No, is that the one I want? Where's my guy at? What the world? Where'd it go? I had this thread up here. Now it's not here. Oh, I know why, because I did that. There it is. Now let me make sure you guys are seeing that. Yeah, you are. Here's my guy, Tyke. I highly recommend that you give us a follow on Twitter, that you listen to his stuff on YouTube, not financial advice, but I highly recommend it. Let's see here. Tyke says the beginning of the DeFi bull market is upon us. It's my belief that we can't have a real bull market that pumps all of our bags until DeFi can offer a sustainable stable coin yield above that of the risk-free rate in a safe and transparent manner. He says it's finally here. Here's a humble farmer. DeFi had its parabolic melt up in 2020 after the Fed lowered interest rates to zero. As TradFi yields collapsed, people went further and further out the risk curve to seek any yield whatsoever. 1,000% correct. This led to stablecoin TVL fueling the bull market. Think about that. In 2020, it went from near zero in TVL to over 200 billion in less than 2 years. Stablecoin liquidity is more important for crypto prices because for every dollar that enters the ecosystem, some percentage trickles into buying tokens. Liquidity. This is why I believe we're not set up yet for a bull run. But as we all know, says Tyke, stablecoin TVL has been down only since the Fed started its fasted rate hike campaign on March of 2022. And I'm guessing that if Tyke knows, BlackRock knows, Federal Reserve knows, Department of Treasury knows how this market operates. As dollar outflows increased, crypto prices crashed, leading to cascading liquidations that we're all familiar with. DeFi continues to face headwinds because people can earn the risk-free rate in TradFi above 5%, while the safest on-chain yields struggle to get above 4%. So I've been in DeFi for 3 years, and unfortunately, none of the on-chain strategies can offer a better risk-adjusted return than the risk-free rate at more than 5%. After all, why risk being rugged when you can earn 5% buying T-bills on Fidelity? I love Fidelity. So in order for dollars to come back on-chain, DeFi needs to offer a stablecoin yield much higher than 5% to account for the risk premium. And this is becoming possible with tokenized T-bills. I believe this sector is going to be up only in terms of TVL. He's talking about tokenized T-bills and adoption in the coming months, years, and decades. For DeFi TVL to 10 or 100x from here, it's not going to be with meme coins, but rather with tokenization of securities. He has Larry Fink's quote here. The CEO of BlackRock, Larry Fink, recently said that tokenization will be the next generation for markets. The next generation for markets. He reminded us on the 26th, enter real world assets. There's a growing trend of DeFi protocols tokenizing US T-bills on chain. They are buying short-term treasuries off-chain through a KYC counterparty. A growing trend of protocols like Centrifuge, like Undo Finance, like Flux Finance, like Polymesh, like Polytrade. But how will DeFi offer such high rates? Tokenizing T-bills alone isn't going to bring money back on chain. Well, enter DeFi money Legos, which can enhance the risk-free rate through some effective financial engineering. He reminds us, so imagine a DSR at 3.49%, and the borrow rate for GHO Aave stablecoin is 1.5%. If you loop this 5 times, S-DI collateral, borrow GHO, buy S-DI, repeat. Looping is very, 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 very common in DeFi, on Aave especially. You can actually get to a 10% APY. Borrow, deposit, you borrow, you put the money that you borrow back into deposit, you do it 5 times. I'm not saying to do that, but that's how you get to 10%. Aave, the leading DeFi lending protocol, has launched its long-awaited GHA stablecoin on Ethereum. Aave v3 users on Ethereum can now mint the stablecoin against assets deposited into the protocol. GHO offers a fixed rate of 1.5%. Aave stakers are receiving a 30% discount. This was just a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, a 30% discount. And I already showed you connections with Aave and Compound in the tokenization of real assets and platforms coming to them and hooking up in partnerships from TradFi. The OGs, Aave, Compound, Maker, the OGs in the space. So quick recap of MakerDAO below. This is the business model, is that they've been buying T-bills. MakerDAO has been buying T-bills hand over fist and is directing the government interest payments on chain towards MKR, Maker token buybacks, and enhanced DAI staking yield. On the 26th, he reminded us, not listed above, is MakerDAO, who is the largest DeFi treasuries buyer, the largest buyer, with over $2 billion purchased. With the interest payments, they are currently offering 3.49% to DAI stakers, called the DAI savings rate. Currently, the yields are low due to some middlemen taking some fees. This is massively important. Few things have changed since I talked about this, and I'm bulled up to the, I'll say, tilt. I predicted this would happen, so let me explain to you how this is going to change DeFi. And he did. I remember when he said this. He said what Aave was going to do. And this is exactly what Aave is doing. Proposal. This proposal seeks to onboard S-DI as a collateral-only asset into the Aave v3 Ethereum pool. It will outline the specific parameters for integration and aims to create new synergies with MakerDAO. With the MakerDAO ecosystem. This is Aave's new proposal. So since we last spoke, the DAI saving rate yield you get for staking DAI has increased from 3.49% to 8%. Staking DAI on Maker from 3.49% to 8%. Room, the founder of MakerDAO, will lower the DSR to 5%, but he will leave it there higher for longer. SMOL alpha about the Spark SPK airdrop for using Spark protocol. Unfortunately, US and VPN users can't hang out on the Spark protocol because the US entities don't want you and I to win. They don't want us getting 8% on a DAI savings rate and being able to borrow against that. Just saying. A mental model I have is, according to Taiki, is that Maker is the on-chain Federal Reserve. Are you listening to that? Let me say that again. A mental model I have, this is from my guy Taiki, is that Maker is the on-chain Federal Reserve. They set the baseline stablecoin interest rate and it squeezes other protocols if they can't offer something that's better. Similar to how stake ETH is the baseline rate for ETH farms. Staked DAI is the token that represents DAI in the DSR, earning 5%. Aave is proposing to make SDAI collateral on their money market. Given the GSO borrow rate, Aave stablecoin is fixed at 1.5%, borrow at 1.5%. You can borrow at 1.5%. If you loop it a few times, you can easily offer a stablecoin yield of 10%. He said that before. 10% stablecoin yields may give some people PTSD, but this is a transparent and scalable model, since the yield comes not from inflationary token rewards. Inflationary token rewards has been the foundation bedrock of DeFi. This is why you have the people farming, why the APRs or APYs are high, winning. When the APR and API change, they're out, right? Crashing, right? They take the tokens, sell them, they're out. Farm them and sell them, farm them and sell them, farm them and sell them, right? Scalable model, since the yield comes not from inflationary token rewards, but from government interest payments. Government interest payments. Economic value is created here. And he says economic value is created here, and it can actually scale. If SDAI is paying 5%, it's a no-brainer for other DeFi protocols to integrate it to their suite of products. They just take it. Aave is going to offer this thing, and they're going to just put it, integrate it into their thing, right? There's even a farm right now to use SDAI as part of a liquidity pool, so there's less opportunity costs versus LPing a naked stablecoin. LPing is providing liquidity. Raft came out with this one. They offered as a new liquidity pool, new Raft liquidity pool. You can now provide liquidity on the Raft Booster Savings DAI pool on Balancer. Raft is the first protocol to integrate DSR, which is the saving rate from MakerDAO, into a liquidity pool. Do you see what's going on there? This is what BlackRock, State Street, BNY Mellon, right? Large institutions, this is the thing that they're interested in. This is the strategies and the things that they operate in. They don't need 20, 30, 40, 50, 100. They need 5 to 8% stable and backed by an entity like the US government. Right? Obviously, it's the government's product, it's T-bills, but treasuries, but nonetheless, right? As assets like stake ETH and stake DAI gain liquidity and lending, and I'm thinking lending is borrowing and against it, lending and borrowing against it. I believe that to be lending. Let me know in the chat if you know what lending means, but I think that's what it is. I think it's inevitable, says Taiki, that these liquid staking derivatives become the preferred asset to hold instead of other stablecoins. That's his guess. That's his guess. He says, is this even DeFi? Well, if you're an American, maybe there's not much value in tokenizing T-bills on chain. However, this is massively important. And another one of my guys actually commented on this. However, tokenization allows for permissionless access to dollar yields. Now, who might be interested in some permissionless access to dollar yields? How about most of the nations around the world, especially those with a haphazard fiat currency, especially those, right? Which is extremely useful if you live in a country with a weak currency. This is how the DeFi bull market starts. If stablecoin TVL inflow is greater than the outflow, there's a net increase. And remember, right, we don't want to keep constantly trading amongst ourselves. We want to grow the size of the pie. We got to be able to get people to come in and come in safely, because those dollars, they trickle down to crypto from fiat to stable, trickle down into crypto. This creates marginal buyers at higher prices. Higher prices lead to more economic activity, purely speculation. He says this is reflexivity, right? Reflexivity. I wish I could pronounce that, but I can't. And thus, the DeFi bull market is beginning before our eyes. Now, I'm not so sure about that, but that's what he says. It's going to take time for these strategies to get more adoption and liquidity, but we should see better products with more competition. I agree 1,000%. More, and I've been on these RWAs, I'm telling you, platforms, and see better products with more competition. I was just watching the YouTube video on Maple Finance today. I see the beginning of the DeFi bull market. Do you? And I tweeted out, I responded, I couldn't agree more, brother. Why do I say this? Because we have to pay attention to what the big players are doing. And this idea of a financial product, I just think this is going to be the massive thing. A financial product that brings the institutions into the space is going to be oh, thank you. So it had nothing to do with loans. Thank you, Keyless. I got you, Legendary. I guess it's a re-X now. I guess is it a repost? I got you, Legendary. I got you. It's X, not Twitter. Thank you, Big John. You're right. You're right. I got to figure out a way to get that right. The Lindy effect is a theorized phenomenon by which the future life expectancy of some non-perishable things, like a technology or idea, is proportional to the current age. Got it. I love it. And that's kind of where I am, guys. I think what he's saying makes perfectly good sense. How do you and I participate? I certainly would never begin to tell you what to do with your money. I think that he's right about MakerDAO becoming the on-chain, if you will, Federal Reserve. I think he's right. No one's buying treasuries at the rate and the enormity like MakerDAO. So for me, it makes sense. The MKR and the DAI token, which they're changing that model around, by the way, is a reason why they're changing their model around. MKR they're going to change that. They're going to put it to a different kind of token. If you have one MKR, when that's at $1,200, you're going to get a certain amount of tokens at 5-10 cents. They're changing that around. They're trying to make it congruent, right? Maker and DAI, it's the same ecosystem, but people don't. It's kind of weird. They're going to make it more congruent, and they're going to have sub-DAOs. They're going to have sub-DAOs. These are proposals that are put out. This is Rune's plan. So it feels like that it's the move. It really, really, really does. And I think that's a place to win. RWAs, the challenge with the RWA and trying to pick the right one, right? I was big on centrifuge, right? I was big on any of these RWAs that may have a token associated with it, right? But it's going to be massive competition. It's going to be massive competition. Flux is one to pay attention to, Keyless. Flux Finance, in my humble opinion, is one to pay attention to. Flux Finance. One to pay attention to. Guys, tell me what you think. What's your thoughts? Do you think that BlackRock is paying attention and they've done their research on MakerDAO? Think about the massive entity that is MakerDAO. And BlackRock's like, we can get into a model like that ourselves. The tokenization of real world assets. They can get into that space, right? They can get into it. Now, how would they get into it? Build their own stuff? Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think they're going to be building their own stuff. But they can plug into, they can API into some stuff. Right? Let me know what you guys think about that thread. I know it's pretty lengthy, but I had to go through every bit of it because it makes a lot of sense, and I think it should resonate. What's going on, Alex G? Good to see you, bro. Guys, do me a favor if you haven't already, hit that like button. If you didn't do so on the way in, no worries. Just collapse the chat, go smash that like, and come back and then come back and hang out with Crypto Season. Bam. Well, I got another question for you as well. I want to ask you guys, but this chat is just, it's not as live as I'd like it to be. What are you guys doing right now? Are you buying Bitcoin? Are you stacking fiat, dirty, nasty fiat? Are you buying altcoins? Let me know in the chat what you guys are doing. Are you stacking dirty, nasty fiat? Are you buying dollar costing averaging into Bitcoin? Or are you buying altcoins? Let me know in chat. What are you guys doing? If the goal, if you believe that Bitcoin is going to go from current price to 23,000, 24, 23, 22,000, do you stack the dirty, nasty fiat and wait for that to happen, then to get some? That's a question. Because if Bitcoin is going to go to 23 from 30, that means the altcoin is going to have a bigger percentage drop, right? Doesn't that make sense? It makes sense. Pookie's like, flare. Oh, yeah, I got some bad news about anyone who might have gotten their flare airdrop through Celsius Network. Hugo did reach out. He reached out to Fahrenheit, I guess. He said the new company buying the Celsius, or the new company, which would be Fahrenheit, but they might not necessarily end up getting it. Yeah. But in any case, he says, unfortunately, he says, I'm sorry, but it's going to be a long time before anyone will see Flare tokens from this Celsius Chapter 11 madness. Alex Yeet is buying. Alex Yeet is taking his dirty, nasty fiat and buying altcoins. He's buying Algo, and he bought a nice bag of Casper. Interesting. Thanks for sharing, Alex Yeet. Pookie says, VJ. I hear you, VJ. OG, I'm not buying anything, C's. I'm just still doing that thing I told you guys about. Oh, okay. The Dev Forex projects. That's it. But even with that platform, only recompile, and not buy new. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, they have an agreement, Keyless. Keyless says, really? I thought Celsius said they worked with Hugo. That's unfortunate. Yeah. Yeah, because he didn't speak with Celsius. He spoke with the new potential owner in this new company. But Celsius entered into a document into court with an agreement on the Flare tokens. But if this new company is in the mix, I'm not sure if they want to throw a monkey wrench into their plans in terms of trying to distribute the Flare tokens. I think that's the issue. Keela says, yes, and definitely accumulating Flare and Songbird. I hear you. Yeah, I hear that. Keyless, that dude is full of it. Winston says, Flare can kick rocks. What's going on, Winston? Good to hear from you, bro. Paul Bogle, what's going on? Still buying Constellation and running a DAG node. Win-win. Oh, I hear you, Paul. XTC, you tripled your money? I hear you. Rodwell Noruega said, I bought $3,000 of XTC at I guess that's 2 cents, 2.5 pennies, right? Triple my money. I hear that, bro. Nice. XCC at 5 cents, I will buy it back. I hear you. I hear you, bro. So you guys are taking a dirty, nasty fiat and you're buying altcoins or increasing your positions into the altcoin space. I hear you. I hear you. I believe Bitcoin is going to go from 30,000 to 23,000. My dilemma right now is Pookie says, Siege, what are you accumulating? I am not. I have to re-establish my XRP bag. So I am stacking dirty, nasty fiat on the side. I've decided to keep it on the sidelines and wait for Bitcoin to get to 24, 23,000, which means the alt will drop even more so that I can get better prices for XRP, whether that be 2 for $1 or 3 for $1. That is my goal. I have to re-establish my XRP holdings since it has been devastated in the chapter 11 with Celsius. So that's what I'm doing. Keela says, Siege, I don't really have an opinion on Maker and BlackRock. I think I have some tiny Maker on Coinbase still. Yeah. I'm fascinated by the new tokenomics, keyless, that they're going to be doing with the MKR token and DAI. I'm very, very fascinated by that. I don't know what this re-tokenomics will do. I've only seen EGLD. Remember eGold and EGLD? What was it called before that? What was EGLD called before that? I remember when they did their tokenization, re-tokenization thing, kind of like a rebranding. It ended up being really, really good for people who held the token, but I don't know how it's going to work with MKR. Certainly not telling you guys to go buy that. Paul Bogle says, Siege, we are in a bull cycle. It's wishful thinking Bitcoin's going down. Yeah, I hear you, my friend. And I'm not, it's not wishful thinking for me because I'm basing it on two TA guys, two extremely bright TA guys. One of them, for certain, has not missed a Bitcoin call to date. Has not missed it. He has not missed a Bitcoin call to date. So I'm basing it on that. And my guy Data Dash, he kind of confirmed my thinking and confirmed my guy's thinking. Oh, you guys are talking amongst yourself. Yeah, so it's really just a bit disappointing about the Flare tokens. I mean, I had a massive bag on Celsius in terms of they documented it, like they put an entry on the platform. So this whole chapter 11 thing has people like why, how in the world is Celsius able to even, it was an airdrop. They were just a facilitator. They were just a bridge to an airdrop. Never owned the tokens, never. But everyone's tippy-toeing around trying to move and get out of the chapter 11, but they don't want to mess around with any monkey wrenches. Yeah, so this is my thing, right? You can listen to the XRP entertaining content creators who are talking about SHA-256 and Bitcoin and the Department of Homeland Security knowing who Satoshi is. People can listen to that with all they want. All I'm saying is BlackRock has made the decision. BlackRock has made the decision you know what I mean? So that's the move right now. XRP does have clarity, which means that it's not a security, and that's going to be great. And more exchanges will be relisting, and that'll be great. That will be amazing. And the XRPL ledger is the, listen, again, until I hear another blockchain ledger say that they can move anything of value in 3 to 5 seconds for less than a penny, until I hear that. But let's face it, tokenization is not happening on the XRPL ledger yet. The automated market maker is not on the ledger yet. An ecosystem is just not, a crypto ecosystem is not built on the ledger. They got RippleNet and they got ODL. There's no crypto ecosystem right now. Not just him either. Not just him. His partner in crime as well. Partner in crime. The good old boy network. Not just him, Winston. Oh yeah, I don't know much about Moon Lamo and Mickle, but the good old boy network got people confused, got them confused about the Homeland Security knowing who the fourth Satoshi, as if it matters. Why does it matter if people know who they are? Why? If it doesn't matter. BlackRock has made the decision. That's the way I see it. BlackRock's made the decision. Why didn't they do an Ethereum ETF? Why there's no talks about why has no one submitted paperwork to the SEC and whoever else for an Ethereum ETF or an XRP ETF? Why is it Bitcoin? Because of technology? That can't be it. That can't be it. There has to be another reason. BlackRock is not in the business of losing money or ruining their reputation. That's not their gig. Or how about this? Taking chances. They're not in the business of taking chances. A coin toss, that's not their business model. If they entered into the digital asset space by way of a Bitcoin ETF, and we all know that they've been buying Bitcoin, then this is what it is. It's not going away. How do you get to become the largest asset under management platform? Do you think they have I know my neighbors are, this is what I'll say. I know that me and my neighbors, we ain't hanging out, but we're not clients of BlackRock. We're not clients of BlackRock yet. BlackRock has made the decision. What are you gonna do? Fight it because the crypto that you own has better technology. So you're gonna try and fight. You're gonna try to push this boulder uphill against BlackRock. I mean, how does that make any sense? And you got content creators in this community more focused on SHA-256 and the NSA. Sounding the alarm when El Salvador decided to make Bitcoin, sounding the alarm, El Salvador decides to make Bitcoin a currency or whatever they decided to do over there, right? Sounding the alarm, like they're in trouble. IMF was, hey, that's not a good idea. Why do you think the IMF said that? It's not a good idea. Because they want El Salvador to remain under their foot. They want to keep their foot on the necks of El Salvador and Venezuela and Nigeria and all the rest of those nations. That's why. These guys aren't dumb. They know that Bitcoin offers them the same opportunities it offers you and I. An opportunity to choose our own form of money and the monetary policy that comes with it. The people of El Salvador, the government know it. The people don't understand it. They don't understand what's going on with does your neighbor understand the debasing of currency? Is it safe to say that here in the good old US of A, There's a lot of access to information. There's a lot of access. I would dare say that there's probably more access to information. Your ability to be in the know is probably greater here than it is in El Salvador, in Venezuela. I get that the internet is the internet. How's the quality of internet in El Salvador? How's the quality of internet in Venezuela, in Nigeria, in Lebanon? How's the quality over there? You think it's as vast as it is here? You think they know about if your neighbor doesn't know about the debasing of currency that's currently going on intentionally, and that a new financial system is being ushered in right underneath their noses, they don't even know. They don't know. Keela said, nope. She said, LOL, nope. My neighbors want to know how to make homemade yogurt. and want to buy cheap eggs. That's it. LOL. They have zero clue. They don't know. People of El Salvador don't know. The only reason why the government knows, because they have to deal with the IMF. They have to deal with the debasing of they have to deal with the US dollar. They have to deal with SWIFT. They have to deal with all that stuff. They know that what's going on. They want the ability to choose their own money and their own monetary policy that comes with it. You know? So in any case, watch what they do, like Legendary said. For me, BlackRock has spoken. What are you going to do? Put in a Bitcoin ETF and then let any administration get rid of it? They own everything. BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard. They own everything. Look it up. 88% of it all they own between the three of them. 88%. And the second he put that in, he said, yeah, we're just going to, there's some money to be made here. And it ain't like he's in love with crypto. He's not in love with crypto. He's going to do with Bitcoin ETF like he did with the gold stuff. That's what they're going to do. That's what it is. But you can't have all the stuff built on the stuff. If there isn't the underlying major asset, it has to be there. And then they can make a derivative of a derivative of a derivative of a derivative. Then they can do all that. But if the US government says, no, the ETF, what, you can't do an ETF? BlackRock has spoken, fam. BlackRock has spoken. There it is, fam. All right, guys, look, I'm gonna wrap it up. I can get some dinner. Hang out with Miss Crypto C. She let me do my live stream on my new MacBook Air, guys. I am no longer a PC dude. She got me a MacBook Air. I am no longer a PC dude. I'm excited about it. All right, guys, let's not wrap it up. I hope that this live stream has been of value to you. If it has, do me a favor, hit that like button once again. Hit it on the way out if you didn't do it on the way in. And if you've been hanging out watching the Crypto Siege, please consider subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so that you know whenever we go live or whenever we upload a video. I'm going to end this one like I do all my videos, fam. Remind you guys of this, that old money doesn't want you to win. But that's okay, though, because you and I, we're already winning. I'll talk to you soon, fam. See ya. Bye.